We're going to talk about what happened last week. We're going to go ahead and start off with it is official. Kendrick Lamar dropped. We're going to get into this week of college football. 4 top 10 teams lose this week, which is unheard of. Alabama choked against Oklahoma. I don't know what's going on right there. Jalen Milroe is going backwards at this point. He went 11 for 26, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. Colorado choked against a 4-6 Kansas. I can't believe that happened. They played in what is that place called? Arrowhead, where the Chiefs play. Arrowhead's one of those notoriously loud stadiums. Travis Hunter, he went on ahead and locked up the Heisman Trophy. He ain't got to do nothing else for the rest of the season. 8 catches, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns. The boy's a beast. Moving on to Texas. Texas keeps rolling, which is actually impressive because this is around the time where Texas is supposed to be good, and then they end up choking. Next week they play Texas A&M, which is a rivalry renewed. We talk about choking. Unfortunately, Texas A&M choked against Auburn. You know, that is something that they definitely can't do if you're trying to make it to the playoffs. Texas A&M is done. So Penn State pulls off another close victory. Minnesota is actually a solid team. James Franklin, all he does is win games. Big time coach that's consistently hated. Let's just be honest. Penn State has won 2 national championships in 125 years. It is not an elite program. Last time they won a national championship was 1986. For James Franklin to consistently win 10 games, I think he's been coaching for about 10 years. He's won 10 plus games in all of his years except for the COVID year and I want to say another year. Love what James Franklin is doing over there. Ole Miss chokes against Florida. Oh my God, Lane Kiffin is becoming the Jameis Winston of college football. Period. Just entertaining bites, but that's all we get. You look at Georgia's coach, you look at Saban back in the day. So, there's a certain type of personality that's going to win the SEC. And if you don't have a fiery personality, man, it's going to be really hard to really win in the SEC. And Lane Kiffin, so just moving along, Ohio State smacked the hell out of Indiana. I don't even know who Indiana played, but, who cares? It doesn't matter. Indiana was 5, and they beat everybody that was on their on their schedule, as they should. But they came across a real team and got smacked. It wasn't even close, honestly. At the end of the day, I think Indiana scored first, and then Ohio State just planted the flag and steamrolled them. Looking at the college football, these are the 12 teams that I think are maybe are not most deserving, but will make good for TV. Will definitely be best for TV. And I got Oregon, which could win it all. At the end of the day, they are number 1. They beat a good Ohio State team. Ohio State, which is to me the biggest brand right now, currently in in college football. Period, no question. People would say Alabama. Saban's gone. I think Saban was more the brand than Alabama was the brand, but that's neither here nor there. Texas is another big, huge brand. Penn State, once again, I talked about them earlier. Solid team. Would love to see them in the playoffs. Notre Dame, the brand of Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish. But at the end of the day, they're a big brand, big draw, big time TV ratings. Would love to see them. Georgia, they're big dogs, battle tested. Hell, they could still win it all. It depends on who they play. At the end of the day, you could see them in the championship game and winning it all. Tennessee, solid team, great offense over there. They got a lot of big time players, so I would love to see them play. Miami, you got to have the number 1 pick in the draft. Yes, Cam Ward is going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. If he's not the number 1 pick in the draft, you're going to kick yourself in the ass, and I'm going to tell you why a little bit later. But yeah, Cam Ward, the number 1 pick in the draft, you got to have them in there. Hopefully they win out. There's no problems because I need to see Miami in there. Bama. What are we talking about? Why wouldn't we have Bama? I don't care. I don't care if they have 3 losses. So what? It's Bama. We need to have Bama in there. Bama has the best players. They consistently have the best players. Them and Georgia are going to have the best players on the field. So at the end of the day, they can go second round. Who knows? They might be in the finals or in the semifinals. Indiana has earned that spot to get there. And who knows? Maybe they can go on a run. You never know. Colorado. Colorado's the biggest draw, the most polarizing team in America. Everybody wants to see Coach Prime win. Half America wants to see Coach Prime win. Half America wants to see Coach Prime lose. They got the most exciting player in college football, Travis Hunter. So that's perfect for TV. And then, of course, you got Shedeur Sanders, who I believe is going to be the second pick in the NFL draft. And then, of course, Bootsy Badass. No, it's actually Boise State, with the best running back in the land. A couple surprising things that I noticed. SMU won their 10th game. I don't think SMU has won 10 games since they had Eric Dickerson, honestly. The coach over there is Kellen. What's his name? I think it was Rhett Lachey, something like that. He's 28-10 in the past 4 years. It's their first year in the ACC. It's the basketball conference, but who cares? At the end of the day, it was considered a Power 5, and they're 10-1. He's doing a great job over there. I know he's going to get. I think he got an extension, or he's going to get an extension. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if they win one game in the playoffs, which is a possibility, that's another team that I wouldn't mind seeing in the playoffs. If they win a game in the playoffs, he's gone. UNLV, which is an interesting story. UNLV went 9-2 this week. Week 3, they lost their quarterback due to the head coach not honoring an NIL deal, which apparently must have been a handshake. The kid didn't have a contract. Kids, get your deals in writing, all right? Handshakes do not work. It's business. But the offensive coordinator, Brennan Marion, I think his name is, and that go-go offense that he runs, they're rolling. So it doesn't matter what quarterback you have there. As a matter of fact, I think the quarterback they have now is more of a passing quarterback, and the quarterback that left is more of a running quarterback. But he runs like this triple option pass kind of scheme. So it didn't matter what kind of quarterback he had, he was going to make it work. So UNLV is definitely an interesting story. Notre Dame, 10-1. So nobody's really covering them. Why? Because they lost to Northern Illinois, which is currently 7th in the MAC. So I don't even know how you lose to Northern Illinois. That was just complete failure. Join the Big Ten and we'll talk about you. USC, have y'all fired Lincoln Riley yet? LSU, same thing. Have y'all fired Brian Kelly yet? If not, no, we're not talking about you. Why is Georgia playing UMass? Can anybody tell me that? Anyone? Moving on to college basketball, not too much going on this weekend. We had Duke. They played Arizona, which is a good non-conference matchup. Cooper Flag had a bad shooting night, but he still put up 24 points. Arizona was never really in this game. Not sure if there'll be a Big 12 top-tier team this year. They should, but, I mean, you got Texas Tech, solid, Baylor, solid, Iowa State, solid, and then, of course, the big dog, which is Houston, super solid. So, I mean, if you consider top-tier top 4, maybe they're top 4. And I feel like I'm missing somebody. I am. God, how can I forget the big dog, Kansas? So, yeah, I mean, they're not – this is their first year in the Big 12. Yeah, they'll be, unless they make a good run, and some teams have some major injuries, I mean, they're going to be – I got them maybe finishing 5th. Moving along, man, ESPN, they dropped one of those lists. I think it's an interesting list that ESPN dropped. It's the top 25 freshmen in the past 25 years. And let me go ahead and read the list off to you real quick. We got Anthony Davis at 1, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, Zion. This is all in order. Zion Williamson, Greg Odom, Trae Young, Michael Beasley, Derrick Rose, Jahlil Okafor, Jarrett Sullinger. Who is that kid? I remember him. John Wall. Is that the guy from Ohio State? I have to look him up. John Wall, Kevin Love, Chet, Jabari Parker, Andrew Wiggins, DeAndre Ayton, Karl Anthony Towns, Marvin Bagley, Ben Simmons, DeMarcus Cousins, RJ Barrett, Lonzo Ball, Malik Monk, Brandon Miller, and Big Paolo. In my opinion, this is not a bad list. I feel like they're missing a couple players. I do think if I take out Kevin Love, I would definitely say Carmelo Anthony is number 1. Nobody can do what Carmelo Anthony did. Carmelo Anthony literally took Syracuse, which had no NBA players, maybe one NBA player. Let's look it up. Yeah, they had one NBA player to the Final Four and won the whole thing, Player of the Year. Definitely Player of the Tournament. I don't know if he got Player of the Year, but he definitely got Player of the Tournament that year as a freshman. And Anthony Davis, I understand why they have Anthony Davis number one, but Anthony Davis had about 8 future NBA players around him. So Carmelo Anthony had Hakeem Warwick. Yeah, Hakeem Warwick was the only one that went to the league. Anthony Davis had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 NBA players on his team, while Carmelo Anthony had 1. John Calipari's run for 10 years of just getting the best players in the country was just, I don't think that's kind of Nick Saban-ish is what he did. Yeah, John Calipari has some dudes at Kentucky. Moving on to the NBA, Cleveland has the best record in the NBA. I cannot believe that. In-season tournament is happening right now. Group play. Next is bracket play. I mean, nothing to see here. It's not nothing special. I will say this though: the rookie of the year right now is a 2-man race. Dalton Knecht and Jared McCain. Both of them have been going nuts this past week. Dalton Knecht scored like 37 the other day with like 9 threes, breaking rookie records. Jared McCain is just on a tear, averaging about 20 points in the past 5 games. I think for the season he's averaging 15 points. Jared McCain is just lighting it up, and one thing the kid can do is shoot the ball. Listen, kids, if you can shoot the ball, you got a job. It might not be in the NBA, but it will be somewhere. That kid can shoot the ball, period. That's it, that's all. He can shoot the ball. Once they shoot the ball, they got to respect you, close out, and go from there. That's it, man. We done for the wrap up. Anything else pop up, I'm going to let y'all know. All right, y'all be cool, be safe. Peace.
I just got off Amazon and I'm probably about to go and order a dub off Amazon. It's going to get here to my house by 9 o'clock tonight.